Hello, health advocates. This is Dr. Lewis from the Health and Wellness Spot. Now, there is a lot of misconception around cholesterol, and I want to clear that today. So, this is the point. There are three foods that we say in this channel that they are harmful to your health. These are the dangers to your health. Number one is sugar, number two is seed oils, and number three is wheat products and the processed carbohydrates. Those three are actually the dangers to your health. Now, remember this, as you consume these three foods, and most of you have been consuming these foods all your life, most of you didn't even know that when you consume processed foods, they have canola, and canola is a seed oil. And I know some of you still believe that canola is healthy for consumption. It is a seed oil. Okay? And if you see all those processed foods, they have sugar in form of fructose, they have sugar in form of glucose, then they have seed oils in form of canola. So therefore, stay away from processed foods. Stay away from sugar. Stay away from wheat products, whether brown or white. The body does not do color. Okay? The body understands that you've eaten fructose or glucose. That story aside, so this is about cholesterol. Now, your liver makes about 70 to 85% of your daily requirement of cholesterol. Okay? So, your daily requirement of cholesterol is so much that the liver has to make it, a lot of it. And this is why the liver is making your cholesterol. One, because your brain is 80% cholesterol. So, the liver is making cholesterol to help you fix the brain, make brain cells, and help you improve memory. Your nerves are covered with cholesterol, which we call myelination. So nerves that transmit impulses so fast are actually insulated, and that is cholesterol. Now, every single cell in your body is made up of a cell membrane that has a lipid bilayer. That is cholesterol. Now, your muscle cells, your skin cells are cholesterol. Now, vitamin D is called cholecalciferol, which basically tells you chole for cholesterol. So vitamin D comes from cholesterol. So the cholesterol that is on your skin is the one that is actually activated by the sun, the ultraviolet rays, for you to start the process of making active vitamin D. There is another hormone that comes from the glands that are on top of your kidneys that are called the adrenal glands. That hormone is called cortisol. It's a stress hormone. That hormone actually helps you to control stress, and it's coming from cholesterol. It is a steroid hormone. Another one from the same gland is called aldosterone. That is a hormone that actually tells your kidneys to control blood pressure. So when you have high blood pressure, your kidneys excrete a lot of water and salts, and your blood volume falls and your blood pressure falls. When you have low blood pressure, this hormone instructs the kidneys to reabsorb salts and reabsorb water. Your blood volume goes up and your blood pressure is maintained. So it's a perfectly designed system. So listen to me. So these hormones, all this, and actually before I even forget, your sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone are coming from cholesterol. This is the reason why when you're given those statins or those fibrates, the cholesterol lowering drugs to help you lower cholesterol, you will have a problem with your skin and muscle wasting. You will have a problem with memory loss. You will have a problem with erectile dysfunction, and women will have a problem with hormonal imbalances. You'll also have a problem with blood pressure. Okay, so all this will expose you to the claws or the jaws of the big pharma, because there's always a drug for the new side effect of that drug. So for memory loss, we have a drug for you, and dementia. We also have a drug for you for erectile dysfunction, for hormonal balance. So it is always a vicious cycle that we have to run away from. So listen, as you eat those three inflammatory foods, you're causing systemic inflammation. The seed oils, the sugar, and the wheat products are hurting your gut. They are hurting your blood vessels. They are causing inflammation in the system in general. They're actually causing you arthritis in the joints and all these issues that you're getting. Now, when they are causing this inflammation, specifically in the blood vessels, they are causing an inflammation on the endothelial lining of the blood vessel. Inside the blood vessel, we have a lining that is called the endothelial lining, okay, that causes the blood to flow smoothly inside the blood vessel. Now, these inflammatory foods cause inflammation on that lining. Now, since we have this inflammation happening in the system, the body has to fix it, because the body knows what to do and when to do it. Now, the body has to fix this through the liver, but the liver is not in the blood vessels. So how does the liver end up fixing inflammation in blood vessels? A very interesting story. So the liver has to make cholesterol, because cholesterol is actually used to fix inflammation. So the liver will make this cholesterol. And since cholesterol is not soluble in blood, there must be a vehicle that will carry this cholesterol from the liver all the way to the inflamed sites. That vehicle is what we call LDL. Now, don't be confused when they tell you that LDL is the bad cholesterol. It's not. It's a vehicle. It's not even a type of cholesterol. We only have one cholesterol. So that is a vehicle that ferries cholesterol from the liver to the inflamed sites. And the reason why that is happening is because we want to fix that inflammation. Now, cholesterol comes on these inflamed sites and forms a mesh. Unfortunately, that mesh starts to attract blood cells because you're still eating the inflammatory foods. So you're still causing more inflammation. And now that cholesterol mesh that is actually coming in to help you heal inflammation starts to attract blood cells, the red blood cells, the sugar, the proteins that are actually attached to sugar. You've known of those diabetic people going through or being taken through a test that is called HbA1c, which actually measures the amount of sugar that is attached on red blood cells. Okay, so these blood cells that are thick and sluggish start attaching to this cholesterol, and therefore they start forming a thick layer. This is actually narrowing the diameter of the blood vessel, and that's how you start getting into hypertension. Now, as you go and carry a cholesterol test or a lipid test, you will find, of course, LDLs are high because they are actually ferrying cholesterol towards the inflamed site. So the more the inflammation, the more the LDL, because it's ferrying cholesterol towards those sites that are inflamed. And then you start blaming the LDL and the cholesterol instead of blaming what is actually causing the inflammation. Okay, so now you're taking cholesterol drugs to lower cholesterol, but you're not changing the diets. It's a waste of time. Then number two, after cholesterol has fixed the inflammation, excess of it has to be carried back to the liver so that it can be used to form all other functions, to form the brain cells, the nerve cells, and energy, okay, which are the ketones. So what happens is the vehicle that carries cholesterol from the inflamed site after it has done its work back to the liver is what we call HDL. So if you still think HDL is the bad cholesterol, you are misguided because HDL is not even a type of cholesterol. It's just a vehicle that carries cholesterol from inflamed site after doing its work, carrying it back to the liver. That's why possibly it's considered as the good cholesterol. Anyway, so once that is happening, you are now starting to heal inflammation. If you drop those foods, cholesterol will actually help you heal inflammation. But if you continue eating those foods, the liver will still make cholesterol to go and fix that inflammation. So therefore, the levels of cholesterol and the levels of LDL in your system will always be super high. That's why I always tell you, if they tell you that your levels of LDL are high, ask them to give you also the ratio of LDL to triglycerides. That's a good indicator for a change of your lifestyle already. So now you see already we have been blaming cholesterol for what sugar, seed oils, and wheat products and the processed foods have been doing to us. Okay, so we keep on shifting the blame because we want to defend them. And by the way, this is not your fault. This is the fault of the food industries because that's how they designed it. They tell you not to eat red meat, but serve you red meat in a different form. They tell you not to eat saturated fats, but serve you the seed oils. So it's all a marketing strategy. Now, since you know all those functions of cholesterol, this is the point. We don't need to blame cholesterol anymore. What we need is to drop these 3 inflammatory foods. Then the liver will not have to make more cholesterol to go and fix these problems. But again, listen to this. If your liver is making 85% of your daily requirement of cholesterol, whatever is coming from diet is about 15 to 20%, right? So if you're bringing in more cholesterol, the liver will simply make less cholesterol. That is interesting. Now, first question is, why would you give me a drug to lower my cholesterol when the liver still makes it? This is the reason why you are told not to eat eggs, not to eat the saturated fats, but as you stop those foods, the cholesterol levels are not going down. They are still misbehaving because you stopped bringing in cholesterol through diet. Therefore, the liver has to compensate by giving you more cholesterol so that it can actually cater for your daily requirement of cholesterol. If you eat more cholesterol-rich foods, your liver will reduce its production of cholesterol, and vice versa. So now they tell you to stop eating eggs and the fatty meats, but your cholesterol levels have never gone down. So they realize they are still misbehaving. That has to be a question mark, right? But then they will tell you now, because your cholesterol is misbehaving, you need a statin to lower your cholesterol. So now a statin comes in and stops the liver from doing its job, from making cholesterol. That is a criminal offense. Because listen to this. I expect if you tell me to stop eating the cholesterol-rich diets, my cholesterol levels are supposed to go down. Why is it that when I'm not eating cholesterol, my cholesterol levels are going up? so that I don't eat the cholesterol-rich foods, and now you have to introduce me to another therapy, which is basically drugs. You should be very careful about that, okay? So this cholesterol that we are blaming every time has no problem. Imagine taking a cholesterol drug, then you get low cholesterol in the system, and then you get low aldosterone, and your blood pressure starts to misbehave. That actually tells you you'll always be on blood pressure medications. You'll always be on drugs for erection because now you don't have testosterone. Okay, so get it in your head that cholesterol is coming in to actually fix inflammation, and it has no problem. There is no problem with cholesterol. The problem is in what you're eating. So if you stop eating those sugars, those seed oils, and those products, and the processed carbohydrates and ultra processed foods, simply you can enjoy your eggs. This is also for those people who say I have eggs allergies. Now, the egg does not cause you allergies. What causes you problems is you having a messed up gut because of inflammation. So you'll filtrate your gut wall. You cause that leaky gut because of the foods that you've been eating. And now you start blaming the egg. The egg is just exposing your weaknesses. So simply drop those foods, your gut wall will heal. Once it heals, you'll enjoy your eggs. But if you drop your eggs, have you fixed the inflammation in your gut? No, you have not. Therefore, for you to start a healing process, you must fix your gut. And you fix your gut by dropping those 3 inflammatory foods. So stay away from those foods.